Hi, welcome to PleasureSports.com. Today we're going to take a look at the body glove Vector. It actually comes in a 4.3 millimeter as well as a 3.2 millimeter. They're identical in construction other than the fact that the 4.3 has 4 millimeter neoprene in the core, 3 millimeter neoprene in the arms, and the 3.2 millimeter has 3 millimeter in the core and 2 millimeter in the arms. We consider this to be one of our top level wetsuits in the sense that it's a sealed seam wetsuit and it's actually using very high-end materials in the construction of the suit. So let's start out with looking at the actual neoprene of the suit itself. One of the things that I want to point out is that Body Glove uses a proprietary neoprene called Magna Flex, which is a 6-way stretch neoprene, and it's this neoprene here that's used in the upper body of this particular wetsuit. And you'll notice the Magna Flex Neoprene, which is super stretchy within itself, combined with the zero seam gussets underneath the arms, really allows for you to be able to take advantage of the stretch within the material and within the design of the wetsuit. So not only is it stretchy, it's super comfortable. The other thing I want to show you is in the shoulder here, we don't have any seams either, and it also makes it very gummy and stretchy as well, and we know that that's really important if we're out there in the water and we're moving our arms a lot. So the very high-end materials are being used in the very key areas of the wetsuit that we need the most mobility. The lower end of the wetsuit is constructed of what's called Quadra Flex Neoprene. It's a 4-way stretch neoprene. Most high-end wetsuits use 4-way stretch neoprene, and this is integrating a 6-way stretch and a 4-way stretch neoprene in the lower extremities. So we've got really stretchy, durable neoprene on the lower body as well, in combined with the super stretch neoprene in the top. Some of the great things to take a look at here are the laminate knee pads on this particular wetsuit, the Vector. What's great about laminate knee pad is that if you don't have a bulky knee pad, it makes it a lot easier to kind of do your sport in the water where you're not being constricted by a really thick pad or plastic material. So it's really great innovation there. The other thing I want to point out too, take a look, turn on the back here, is this mesh skin that you'll see along the back of the suit and as well as the front. The mesh skin is actually both wind resistant and water resistant. So water hits it and it drips off, and wind hits it and doesn't penetrate the suit, and all that leads back to keeping you super toasty in the water. We'll take a look at the back part of the wetsuit. Again, you can see more of that great innovative seamless gusset design along the underarms, not to mention the beautiful graphics on this particular wetsuit that Body Glove has integrated. You have an adjustable collar here, and take a look at the interior so you can see a little bit about how this wetsuit is constructed. So what I love about this particular wetsuit, in addition to the materials that are used, is how well made the wetsuit is and reinforced the wetsuit is. So I'm just going to pull apart parts of the wetsuit here to give you a peek inside. You can take a look here. There's some black round dots. These are actually nylon dots that are put over key stress points area, and that helps keep your wetsuit lasting longer, especially because you're tugging on it all the time, and they know where those points are that are likely to break down sooner than others, and those have been reinforced throughout the suit. You can even see them down here in the lower parts of the wetsuit, as well as along the back, on the under parts of the zipper, etc. It's a really great suit. You've got a nice key stash pocket here on the interior. So again, the gumminess of the wetsuit sells this wetsuit, and the great looks of the graphics were very popular. And again, the proprietary 6-way stretch neoprene is second to none. And again, that's used in both the 4.3 and the 3.2 millimeter designs of the wetsuit. And again, the seam construction itself, the neoprene is first glued together with glue multiple times, and then they use a blind stitch on the seam. So this is a sealed seam construction wetsuit in both 3.2 and 4.3. And the blind stitching doesn't actually penetrate all the way through the neoprene, which means it's a watertight seam. The interior of the neck is also really comfortable in this wetsuit. They use a thinner neoprene, so it's nice and stretchy, so you don't feel like you're choking in your wetsuit. I can't say enough about this wetsuit. It's really wonderful, and you can check out more features on our website at PleasureSports.com.